Broadcasting live to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and so much more. This is Go Live with Restream from your host, Ian Anderson Gray, the show that helps you expand your audience and reach through the power of multi-streaming video.
Hello, it's Ian Anderson Gray here. This is the Go Live with Restream Show. Wow, that sound effect went on a little bit longer than I expected. But anyway, it's great to be here. I'm excited to be sharing with you today all about my top live video tools and apps that you can use to level things up. This is the Go Live with Restream Show. This is the show that helps you expand your audience and reach through the power of multi-streaming video. So let me know where in the world you are watching from. Don't be shy. Be great to see where you're watching from. I'm from just south of Manchester in the UK. And as I said before, this show is all about my top tools and apps. So last week was all about gear. It was going to be about tools and apps as well, but we kind of ran out of time because there was so much to talk about. So today we're going to be talking mainly about software. And this is live video tools, but also other tools that you can use on your computer just to level things up. So that's going to be really awesome. As always, I'm broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Periscope, DLive, Mixcloud, and so much more, all through the power of Restream Studio. So thanks for tuning in. And of course, if you're watching the replay, do put hashtag replay in the comments. Awesome. Well, just to let you know a little bit about Restream, which is what we use to power the show and what this show is all about. It is the multi-streaming, the complete multi-streaming suite for entrepreneurs. With Restream, you can stream to multiple platforms all at the same time. And as I said, they have a plethora of destinations, including LinkedIn Live, if the LinkedIn gods have given you access to that, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, Periscope, and so much more. In fact, there's over 30 different destinations that you can broadcast to. You can use another tool like OBS Studio or Ecamm Live or some of the other tools that we'll be talking about on this show, and Restream will take care of all of that for you. So that's if you're wanting to be a little bit more geeky. If you want to make things a little bit easier for yourself, and if you want to go live really quickly and easily but still have the power, there's also Restream Studio, which is what I'm using today to broadcast this. So this works directly through the browser. You can have up to 9 guests on your show, which is awesome. And you can multi-stream to all those different destinations. Now, multi-streaming to all those destinations is all great, but if you can't see the comments, if you can't engage with everyone on all these different channels, you're lacking really in a lot of that power and a lot of that engagement, because all of you watching now live, I can see you. I can see your comments. So do leave a comment, because I will be getting back to you and I will be wanting to speak to you as we go through the show. So with Restream Studio, you can see the chat. You can see everyone's comments there, which is really cool. There's other features, like there's the chat feature, which I'm going to talk about today. There's a chat app that you can actually download. There's an analytics tool and a scheduler, or as we say in the UK, a scheduler. So that's awesome. And I've been really blown away by the analytics section as well. The analytics section doesn't get so much love, which I think is a shame. But the analytics part shows you how many viewers you've got. It's the kind of the stream metrics and lets you know more of that kind of information. And of course, if you want to schedule pre-recorded videos live, you can do that as well through the scheduler. So if you want to find out more, if you want to play around with this, then all you need to do. Now I've lost. Where is? There we go. It's there, isn't it? There we go. If you want to find out more, that's actually the wrong thing. It shouldn't say Restream Chat App. It should just say Restream. But if you go to iag.me/Restream, you can have a play. There's a free plan and some paid plans too. But you can sign up and have some fun there. Cool. Awesome. Well, let's see who we've got in the house. Well, we've got Scott as in the house. How are you doing, Scott? How are things in Texas? Let's see your dance moves. Yeah, let's not see my dance moves, especially when there's no music on. I need to have some music on in the background. Great. So Scott is saying, replying to Restream. So he's saying he's been playing with my timer via the play local video option, and then pulling myself onto the live at times during it dancing. Well, that's kind of awesome. I need to have a look at that. Cool. Love that. We've got Raquel. I hope I pronounced your name right. Watching from Florida. Scott Ayres says, you packed a large crowd into your basement. Absolutely. Well, social distancing, obviously. And we've got Ethan watching from Colorado. We've got Hugh watching from Woodbury. What's MN? I should know this. MN. My state's knowledge is not great. You're going to have to give me some help there. But anyway, that's in the USA. Great to see you, Hugh. Thanks for referrals for audio streaming. Great to see you. I've got Salumi saying cool. And Daniel says, is this better than using Sling? I don't know what you mean. I haven't tried around with that. But it's great. Oh, Minnesota. Thank you, Minnesota. Thank you, Scott. Awesome. Well, it's great to be here. Thank you so much. Let's get stuck into tools. So the first kind of tool that I want to talk about, and this is really the main thing that you will need in your live video toolbox, of course, is a live streaming app. Now, live streaming apps kind of need two things, and we don't really I don't really see many people talking about the two aspects of live streaming apps that you need. Now, the first bit is the kind of obvious bit, and that's the live streaming bit. You know, the tool needs to be able to broadcast to at least one live video platform, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, LinkedIn Live, or in the case of Restream, of course, you can broadcast to over 30 destinations all at the same time, which is kind of nuts. So there's that aspect of it, which is obviously incredibly important. The second side is the switcher part. So you want to be able to switch, but you don't need to do this. So there are some live streaming tools out there that will just do one thing, but you want to be able to set up your scene. So one thing that I can do in Restream Studio is, of course, I'm highlighting a title there. I can hide that. I can go into graphics. I can get rid of the graphics there on the, let me get it right, on the top right there. So I can do that. I can put that there. I can do a lot of different graphics there, which is cool. And I can do things like videos as well, like this. So countdown timers and things like that. And all of that is within Restream Studio. But also you might want to switch, if you have a guest, you might want to switch between you and your guest. And, you know, for example, have your guest as full screen or split screen and that kind of thing. So I think the live video tools out there that you use should have a switching part of it as well. So definitely look into that. And there's loads of other things to think about. You know, is it an easy to use tool? Is it complicated? Does it work on a Mac? Does it work on a PC? I've written loads of articles about this. So if you go to iag.me, which is my website, you can check out my articles on the top live streaming tools. But obviously, I'm going to recommend Restream. Restream Studio is awesome. It's what I'm using in today's broadcast. It's what I use Restream in all the broadcasts that I do, whether it's in Restream Studio or whether I do it with another tool as well. So definitely check out Restream Studio. You can do that at iag.me/Restream, iag.me/Restream. Now, the other tool that I will recommend, that works perfectly with Restream is Ecamm Live. Now, this is only for Mac users, but the thing with Ecamm Live is it works really well for Macs. You can switch scenes, you can bring in guests and do all that kind of stuff. Highlight comments on the screen. You can add images as well and do all that kind of cool stuff. So, and it works perfectly with Restream. So it actually will, the Restream comments will actually be sent over to Ecamm Live. So you can interact with all the comments, which is awesome. The next tool, if you are on a PC, that also works with Restream really well is OBS Studio. And this is actually how I started back in 2016. Back in 2016, there wasn't much choice. And OBS Studio is a pretty cool tool that you could play around with if you're wanting to get a bit geeky. So OBS Studio, you can find that at obsproject.com. Now, the other tool that I want to talk about, which I haven't talked about that much on the show, is the Restream Chat. So if you're going to be broadcasting to all these different channels, you want to interact with the comments. And I can see all the comments at the moment in Restream Studio, which is awesome. So yeah, here's Hugh very kindly reminded me that was it MN? Yeah, MN is Minnesota. I'm really sorry about that. Sasha is watching from the car. Great to see you, Sasha. Sasha was on my show earlier. So I can see all these comments here as well. So Lumi says, guess I'm switching to Restream. Awesome. That's what we like to hear. Let me know if you've got any questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load up. Now, hopefully I can do this. So I'm going to just share my screen. Where is the share? Yeah, there we go. Share screen. I'm going to do my entire screen, actually. This might look a little bit weird, but what could possibly go wrong, eh? All right, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to add that on. Do that. Okay, so let's add me at the bottom. So, okay, we've got a bit of an infinite shot there, but hopefully what you can see here, so ignore the main window, but that you're seeing what I'm seeing in Restream Studio. On the right-hand side, you can see the chat. But I also want to show you that there's also this tool here, which I've downloaded. So this is a tool for both Macs and PCs. And so you can run this. So if you're streaming to Restream from OBS Studio or Ecamm or something like that, you want to use a separate tool, then you can download the app here, which is awesome. So I can see all the comments here, which is great. Now, there are some extra settings, though, that you can play around with Restream Chat, which I don't see that many people talking about. So they're buried in the settings window. So let me just open up settings. And I'm going to go. So first of all, there's the bot. So let's look at the bot. Now, my computer's running a little bit slow because I'm giving it too much to do. But there's something called reload mode. So what this does is, so for example, I can see that Scott is watching on Facebook. And I've got, who else have I got? I've got Live on YouTube, watching on YouTube. But if you're watching it on Facebook, then you're not going to be able to see live on YouTube's comment. And if you're on YouTube, you're not going to be able to see Scott's comment watching on Facebook. With the bot, that solves that issue. What this does is it relays the incoming chat messages, say on YouTube, over to Facebook, and all the comments on Facebook over to YouTube. So it means that you can all see each other's comments, which is awesome. Okay, the other thing that I think is really cool are the reply comments here. So what we can do here is you can set up reply commands really quickly and easily. So I've got, for example, !1. If I type that into the chat, it will put in, thanks for watching the Go Live with Restream show. And you can even get it to repeat. So I've got these all set up ahead of time. So let's go back to the chat in here. And at the bottom, I'm just going to put !1 in. And you should all see now the thanks for watching the Restream Go Live with Restream show pop up in the comments. There might be a slight delay there, or you might actually see it instantaneously, but that's pretty cool. So definitely check out the chat app. You don't have to download it if you're using Restream Studio. It's all built into it. But although if you want to play around with the bot, the bot, and also with the reply commands, you'll need to go into the chat settings app within Restream. So definitely check that out. Okay, cool. Right, let's get rid of that because that's kind of doing my head in with that. So, oh yeah, so great. So we've got Salumi, so not Salumi, because you were commenting before. Live on YouTube and Facebook saying watching in UK and England. Whereabouts are you watching from? Martin Buckland is here. My goodness, the second time you've watched one of my shows today. Great to see you, Martin, watching from Toronto. Awesome. Yes, we have fallen into the matrix, Scott. Absolutely. So Live on YouTube says, I am using OBS, but I need chat on all, but only on Facebook. So yeah, I mean, OBS Studio, don't get me wrong, is a cracking tool. It's an amazing tool. It gives you loads of flexibility and power. But first of all, OBS Studio is a little bit geeky and complicated to use. You can get it to do loads and loads of stuff. But my main issue with it, there are two things. First of all, bringing in guests remotely is a real pain. It is kind of possible, but it's difficult. The second thing is bringing in comments, viewing the comments and actually highlighting them on the screen is a real pain. It's kind of possible, but it's much better if you use a tool like Restream. Restream Studio is awesome. You could use OBS with Restream, but Restream Studio, it just is a lot easier as well. Scott says, oh, it's just for you as the host. Absolutely, yeah. So this is for me to be able to see all of that. So that's cool. Live on YouTube is watching from Warrington, which is literally down the road. I'm in Cheadle, in Cheshire or Greater Manchester. I don't know. It depends on how posh you're feeling. Okay, awesome. So let's move on to the next tool. So I've talked about Restream Chat. So I think the next thing is all about speed testing and optimization tools. Okay, so in order to live stream effectively, you need to make sure you've got two things. Okay, the first thing is you need to have a powerful enough computer. Now, it doesn't need to be mega powerful, but if you've got a really, really old computer, that's, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old, do some testing first before you do some live streaming. Restream Studio is pretty good at the optimization, but just check that first. So first of all, make sure your computer is powerful enough. Second thing is internet speed. Now, was it 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had some internet problems. I had Kim Garst on the show. It's a bit of a disaster. So yeah, you need to make sure that your internet speed is really good. Now, what I've done since then, I've talked about this on the show before, is I bought one of these little babies. This is from TP-Link. I think I talked about this last week on the show. Now, this is a 4G router, as we say in the UK, or router in the US. And so there's a little SIM card there. So over there, I can't even, there we go. So if my internet goes down, I can quickly switch over to 4G and have a really good coverage. It's much better doing it that way than hotspotting from my phone. So that's something you could think about investing in. But the first thing is just to check that your internet speed is working really well. So what I recommend here is speedtest.net. Speedtest.net. Make sure you download it to your Mac or your PC. You can also download it for Android and iOS. It is what I test every single time before I go live, just to make sure that everything is okay. So I've got, let me just load this up so that I can show you this. Now, running a speed test while going live is not something I would recommend, but let's do it anyway. Why not? What could possibly go wrong here? So let's just spotlight. So again, we've got the matrix going on there. So hopefully there you can see, I'm going to put it over there so we don't get so much of that. So I've downloaded this. I'm going to now run this and see what my speed is. Now, what it will do first, it will check your download speed. And whilst it's great to have a really good download speed, as you can see there, I'm pretty good here. I mean, I've got fiber internet, so I'm over 200 megabits per second. That's a pretty good speed. But because I'm broadcasting, it's the upload speed that's important. So it's this one now that's really, really important. Now I'm on about 32, 33 megabits per second. That is a really, really good speed. And I've actually invested in high-speed internet here because I do so much live streaming. It's really, really important to me. But you need at least 3 or 4 megabits per second. That's on the low side. But if you've got 3 or 4 and it's constant, it's stable, you're going to be okay. But what I like to see a bit higher than that. If you got 8, 9, 10 megabits per second upload, it just means you've got a bit more wiggle room. It means that if your internet fluctuates, if your upload speed goes down a little bit, you're still not going to go below the 3 or the 2 megabits per second, which will mean if that happens, you're going to have some real problems there. So definitely check that out. Restream, speedtest.net. Download it, or you can do it through the web. It's definitely something that I would recommend doing. Cool. Okay, so what have we got? So Salimi says, but how does it work when sharing a presentation? Is it flexible to control the content while presenting? So yeah, as you can see, I've just been sharing my screen there. So I could, for example, I could share, if I had PowerPoint or Keynote open, I could select my slides within Restream Studio and just share that, and then just get on with it. And of course, you can see my, you can still see my picture that way. So Restream Studio is really flexible from that point of view. So definitely check that out. Now, I'm not quite sure what you mean by this. So Papa Buelo TV says, but sometimes I just want to enter Live Studio and I miss the alerts. Oh, okay, hold on. So I missed your earlier comment. What about the alerts on Facebook Gaming? When I use this option, I'm losing contact with my followers. That's a really good point. Now, I have to admit, I'm not really a gamer, so I'm not going to be able to answer that question directly. Hopefully, though, the Restream team will be in here and they can get back to you on that. I'll ping the team. I'll ping Anu about that, because that's a really good comment. But yeah, the chat feature in Restream is really, really powerful. Whether it works with that, I don't know. But that's a very good question. Let's find out. Awesome. Okay, so where are we? So let's go back to here. So that's speedtest.net. Now the next one that I want to talk about is if you are bandwidth, what's the word? Impaired. Bandwidth impaired. You're really struggling. You've just about got enough internet, but it's a bit of a struggle. Now I'm very blessed here. Where we live, we happen to have fiber. But I do know people that live around the corner from me that don't have very good internet at all. And so with that, you want to be really, really jealous with your internet. You want to make sure that only the tools that you want use the internet. And so for this, I recommend tripmode.ch. Tripmode is an optimization tool. So let me just go here and highlight this. So let me just, again, go to here. And I'm going to go to, where's it gone? Tripmode. So Tripmode is an app that works on both Mac and PC. And when you run it, what it does is it will ask you which apps do you want to allow to use the internet. So if you're using Restream Studio, you'll just get it to use either Chrome or Firefox or whatever browser you're using. So it means that other apps on your computer like Dropbox or Google Drive, I would recommend closing those down anyway, but with trip mode, it just means that you're only the tools that you want will use your internet. So if you're bandwidth impaired, that's definitely something that you want to check out. So that is trip mode. I'm just going to hide that. Then the next one that I want to talk about is Speedify. Now, Speedify is something that is really cool. If you are bandwidth impaired again, then what Speedify does, it can give you the option to use 2 different internet connections. So you might have broadband in your house or your office. You might also have 4G on your phone or even 5G. Now, what Speedify can do is it can combine your broadband with your 4G to give one faster internet or more stable internet speed. You can do some really cool things with this. Now, it doesn't work for me because there is a cap. So on the speed, unless you upgrade to one of their much more expensive plans. But Speedify is a really cool tool if you're bandwidth impaired and you want to get more stable internet as well. So that is Speedify. And I wonder whether anyone's used Speedify or Trip Mode who's watching. Just let me know. Cool. Now, Michael is asking a great question here, and I don't know the answer to this, but it's a great question. Do you know when Restream Studio will be adding the capability for multiple cameras? I do know it's on their roadmap, and the answer is I don't know yet, but it's coming. You do have the ability to do that. Now, it is kind of possible if you combine it with other tools, but at the moment it's not. But bear with me because I'm going to be talking about some camera apps in a little bit. So But if you can be patient, that is coming. Cool. Right. So let's talk about, before we get on to that, let's talk about transcription tools. So some really cool tools here. Now, transcription tools, if you go live to Facebook, there are some live captions. So if you're watching on Facebook, you should actually be able to see live captions happening while I'm speaking, which is amazing. But transcription tools here are more to do with, this is more to do with repurposing for later. So if you want to turn your live show into a blog post, then why not download the video and get that transcribed? And the tool I really recommend for this is the one I use a lot, is called rev.com, or if you go to iag.me/go/rev, you can find out all about this. And in fact, if you go to that link, I've got, hold on, let's go back to that. We've actually got a $10 off coupon there. So it's $1.25 per minute to get your video or podcast transcribed, or turn it into captions that you can then put onto Facebook or YouTube. So definitely check that out. Rev.com is awesome. Then there's also other tools. There's otter.ai is a really, really good one. But the tool I want to give a little bit more love to, a bit of a shout out, is Descript.com. Descript is unbelievably awesome. It really is. And so a little bit more about Descript. So let's go onto the screen. So Descript at Descript.com is a transcription tool and a video and podcast editing tool, but it's so much more than that. So what happens with Descript is you can, after you've gone live, you can download the video from Restream or from Facebook or YouTube, and it will then transcribe that using either real people. If you pay more money, they will have some real humans transcribing it for you, but the built-in AI transcription service is amazing. It will then give you the transcription. You can edit your video just by editing the words. So it's kind of weird, but basically, if you look here, you can see we've got transcription there. We can then just select some words and then delete that. So if you misspoke, if you went and you can remove filler words and things like that. It will get rid of those words. But not only that, if you've got this feature called overdub, it will actually, if for example, I said my favorite fruits are apples, and actually I meant to say bananas, I can go back into Descript and change the word apple to bananas, and it will use my voice to actually say bananas instead. So it uses this, it's kind of so weird, this artificial intelligence now that will actually do that. So this doesn't work on live video, but this was really good for the replay stuff. So definitely check out Descript. Descript is kind of like unbelievably awesome. Okay, another tool that I want to talk about is called, where's it gone? It is called webcaptioner.com. So I wonder whether anyone's heard of webcaptioner.com. It is pretty cool. Let's just put this into here. And so this is basically live captioning. Now it's not perfect, but it is pretty cool. So if you're looking for live captions, this might well be what you want. So let's go and share my screen again. So web captioner. So if you go to webcaptioner.com, and what we can do here is we can just click on start captioning. We get a black screen there, and let's just close that down, and let's click on start captioning here. Now what you can do is you can share your screen. You can also embed this into tools like OBS Studio or Ecamm Live. But let's just click start captioning. So hopefully you can see what I'm saying. Now it didn't get all the words right there. Instead of captioning, it said captain, but it got it right the next time. So this is pretty amazing. This is listening to my voice live and it's transcribing it. And this is really, really important, or really a cool tool for people out there watching your stream who aren't able to hear what you're saying. So yes, they can use Facebook captions, but there might be situations where you want to actually transcribe live here. So that is webcaptioner.com. And I'd love to know what you think about that. Apparently I'm speaking too loud. So there we go. Cool. So there we go. That is Web Captioner. Let's see if we've got anyone. So we've got, yeah, this is cool. So you could, yes. So Dead Headland Films says get an ATEM Mini for multi-camera. So yeah, if you're looking to do some switching between different cameras, at the moment Restream Studio can't do that. But it's coming, so don't worry, it is coming. But you could use a switcher, like a software switcher, like OBS Studio or Ecamm Live, and you can actually output that into Restream Studio or stream directly to Restream. And I've done both of those things. That works really, really well. If you want to do multi-streaming, then yeah, either OBS Studio or Ecamm Live with Restream works really, really well. But there are some hardware switches that you could go for, such as the ATEM, the ATEM Mini, or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. So with this, you plug in your cameras via HDMI into this, and then it's got one output that you can then plug into your computer and do it that way. So that is really cool. Yeah, and you can add cameras to OBS. That's what you can do. Cool. So yeah, apparently the captions were looking great. I hope they were. Fab. Okay, so let's look at what's my next bit. So we talked about transcription tools. Let's talk about camera tools. Okay, so there's loads of different ways to use cameras. You could use, for example, a webcam, or you could use a DSLR or mirrorless camera. I talked about this last week. I'm not going to go over this again, but I talked about the fact that you can actually bring in, if you have a Canon camera, you can use the Canon software to bring in your Canon camera as a webcam, which is awesome. Or if you've got a Nikon camera, you can use something like on a PC, you can use, what's it called again? My brain has gone complete to mush. It's going to come back to me. There is a tool on a PC that works with Nikon and Canon cameras, and it's called SparkoCam. There we go. Okay. And you would get it in the end, SparkoCam. But there are some other virtual webcam apps. Now, I was hoping to get this working, but I've got so much running on my computer that I just didn't want to add something extra because I've got loads of things running on in the background. But I do want to talk about SnapCamera. Who is a fan of SnapCamera here? Now, what SnapCamera does is it takes your webcam feed and then it allows you to add loads of different effects on it. You've seen the kind of Snapchat stuff or the Instagram filters. So you could give yourself bunny ears or a hat or a mustache or something like that. That's what SnapCam does. And then it creates a virtual webcam that you can then use in any other tool, whether it's on Zoom or Restream Studio, that kind of thing. So definitely check this out. This is SnapCamera. If you go to snapcamera.snapchat.com, it's really cool. You can have a lot of fun here with it. And I might play around with this next week once I've got it all sorted out. But definitely check it out if you want to have a bit of fun. And we've got some fun things coming, by the way. I'm not going to tell you what, but we've got some really cool things planning in December for Restream shows. So we might have to do a little bit of that. I will talk to the team. Cool. Okay, so that's SnapCamera. The other one that's really cool. If you have... Now, where's my phone? I've just got a new phone, and it's disappeared. Where's it gone? I've got a new phone, and I've lost it already. Well, that's no good. I got an iPhone 12, and the cameras now are amazing on these devices. They really are. Even I had an iPhone 7 Plus before, and the camera on that was pretty awesome. Why not use that as a camera source? Well, you can using Epoch Cam. Now, this has been bought by Elgato, and it is pretty amazing. So this basically allows you to use your either your Android phone or your iOS phone, your iPhone as a camera on any tool, any app out there. It's really amazing. Now, I can't wait to play around more with this. So I'm just going to share my screen again and go to Epoch Cam. Oops. And share. Let's share that as a full thing. So Epoch Cam. So if you go to elgato.com/Epoch Cam, that's EPOCCAM. Now I thought it did work on Android. It might be because I'm on a Mac. It's only showing me it on a. It's only showing I'm on a Mac, but I'm pretty sure it did work with Android as well. So I'll definitely check about that. So it turns your phone into a webcam. It's really, really easy to use. If you get a tripod, you can mount that behind your computer. And this will also give you the ability to have multiple cameras, which is awesome. It works with Restream, with OBS and Zoom, Microsoft Teams, if you're using that as well. So yeah, it says, so maybe it's only for iPhone, but you can run it. You can run the software on both Mac and PC as well. So yeah, definitely check that out. Epoch Cam is pretty awesome. I'd be interested to know whether any of you have played around with that, with the Epoch Cam. Okay, cool. So we've got Michael saying we currently use Sling Studio, but we're moving to multiple NDI cameras. So that's pretty cool. So NDI, that's a different type of connection than HDMI. It's a high quality, works over the network. So that is really cool if you have cameras that work that way. Awesome. And Life on YouTube and Facebook says you can use IP camera. That's a really good point. So there are other tools out there. Epoch Cam is one that I really, really like, but there are IP camera apps definitely for Android. I played around with that on my Android phone. I do have an Android phone as well because I'm cross-platform. I love Macs, I love PCs, I love Android, I love iPhones. Yeah, that's me. So yeah, that. Okay, so now we're on to marketing tools as well. So let's look at some marketing tools. I'll be interested to know what your favorite marketing tool out there is. Now, I've got to give a big shout out to my friends at Agorapulse. I know Scott Ayres was in the room before. He actually works at Agorapulse. I'm a massive fan of Agorapulse. It is a social media management tool, and it integrates with all the major networks such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, even works with YouTube as well, although YouTube isn't technically a social network. And the one reason why I love Agorapulse is it's amazing at helping you engage with comments. So it won't help you with engaging comments live, but for the replay, I believe it's so important to go back and to reply to people's comments. Now, you can't do that on YouTube because YouTube chat, that gets locked, unfortunately, but you can certainly use Agorapulse to respond to regular comments on YouTube. It also works with LinkedIn live comments on Agorapulse, and that is amazing. Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to manage all your comments, it works really well. It's also a scheduling tool. It has amazing reports as well. So Agorapulse is my top and my favorite social media management tool. If you check it out, to go to iag.me/go/Agorapulse. And then, of course, there are mailing tools out there, email marketing tools. There are loads of these. There's ConvertKit, there's MailChimp. The one I particularly like is ActiveCampaign. So I'd be really interested to know what your favorite one there is. And then the Centric.com. Now, Centric is amazing because particularly for live video, and the reason I'm mentioning a lot of these marketing tools is because, of course, you want to let your audience know before you go live. Now that you can schedule in Restream Studio, you want to be able to let them know ahead of time when you're going live. So the great thing about Centric, which I'm about to show you, but I can't actually type. So let's actually type the website in properly. There we go. So Centric, it's a free tool, but there's also paid versions as well that allow you to create countdown timers that you can embed in your email. So if you've got an email list, why not send an email out saying, I'm going to be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. And in the email, you have a countdown timer that will actually count down to you going live. And of course, you could click on that countdown timer. You can click on a link before it, and that will take your audience to your live video at that time. Centric.com, amazing tool. Really like it. It's very simple, but I like it. Other tool that's really good with live video is AddEvent. Now, there was one called sendcalendar.com, which was cheaper than this. I really liked it, but unfortunately, that's died a death. So AddEvent.com, it has a free plan as well. This is great because you can put all your live shows on your on AddEvent.com, and this allows your audience then to subscribe to all your different live shows in their calendar. So whether they're using Google Calendar, whether they're using Microsoft Office 365, the calendar on that, or any calendar tool, they can subscribe to that. And you will, if you update it, your shows will appear in their calendar, which is amazing. So AddEvent.com is cool, and it works really, really well with messenger bots as well, which I'll come on to in a bit. So AddEvent.com is awesome. Live on YouTube, Facebook says, are these links free? So I'm not sure which bit you were talking about there. Some of the tools are free, not all of them are free. So Epoch Cam is not free. Snapchat camera is free. Web Captioner is free. Descript has a free tool. Otter.ai has a free bit. Rev is not free. Speedify has a free trial, I think. Trip mode is not free. Speed test is free. Restream has a free plan. OBS Studio is free. Ecamm Live is not free. So yeah, apologies if I didn't go through all of those. Agorapulse is not free. They have a free trial. Active Campaign is not free, but there's of course there's Mailchimp, and if you're looking to start, then Mailchimp has a really good free plan as well. Sendtrick is free as well. Okay, then it brings me on to Manychat. Manychat is a Facebook Messenger bot app, and it allows you to create an amazing apps and workflows using Facebook Messenger bots. So I'm hoping to get somebody on my show to talk about messenger bots. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. But messenger bots work really, really well with live shows. And if you want to find out more about that, then you can check out mine. Now, where is my, let's have a look. So if you go to confident.live/restream, confident.live/restream, you can see my messenger bot in action. And you can see the menu, and you can also get notified when I next go live. So it's a really cool service. That is manychat.com. Okay, cool. What is next? Okay, finally, I want to talk about image and graphics tools. So with your live shows, you want to make sure you're adding some cool graphics. You can see a graphic up there on the top right of the screen, if I can point. So they're really cool. Graphics on the screen, you will want to create graphics for your thumbnails ahead of time. You will want to do that kind of thing. And the tool that I really like is called Easil.com. Now, I think most of you will have heard of Canva.com. Canva's great. I still use Canva. But I really like Easil.com because it allows me to create ahead of time some what do you call them? My brain has gone completely too much. Banners, but also some frames on your screen. So if you've got guests and that kind of thing, you can actually add some frames on your screen. They have some pre-made ones. Now I'm just going to log in here, and I can show you exactly what I mean. Just need to log into Easil. So Easil is really cool. Let's have a look here. Okay, my design. Let's create a design. And I'm going to put... Now, you won't be able to see this yet, but let's just search for it first. Okay, cool. Right, so let's just share my screen now so you can see this. Okay, so this is Easil. I'm logged into my Easil account here. And these are some templates that they've created for a live show. And these are really cool. So, for example, let's click on this one called Organic Blobs. Okay, so what I can do is I can put my title in here. So this can be the if I can spell, go live with Restream Show. Okay, I can change my picture. That's not me, but I can upload an image from my computer, and Easil will also remove the background. So if I upload an image and it's got a background, it will actually remove that as well. I can change that as well. So let's change that to my name. You can also change, for example, the colors as well. So, for example, if I go to color, I can change the colors and things like that. For example, I can change that. I might want to change that background there to my color here. So let's just change it to CC0033. Okay, so you can change all of those. But this is the bit I want to talk about, is down here, because here we've got some frames. So I can let's put in the go live with Restream Show, and I'm going to put Ian Anderson Gray in here. let's change the color to that. Let's change the background there. Hold on 1 second. Let's change that background to that. Cool. Right. So let's now download that. And hold on a minute. Let's download that. So I'm going to download that as a PNG. That's really important to download it as a PNG because we want that transparent background there. So let's change that. I just want to do number 3. So I'm going to download number 3 there, which is that frame. Let's download that. So that is hopefully downloading. Just wait for that to do its thing. And then what I can then do is I can then put that into Restream Studio. So has that actually downloaded? Let's have a look. Yes, that's downloaded. Let's go back to here. And then I go to graphics and I'm going to upload that as an overlay. So give me a second while I do this. Go to downloads and maybe it's gone to my desktop. Hold on 1 second. It's always difficult. Date created. Maybe it's there. And let's go to downloads. I can't find it. Where's it gone? Oh, it's okay. I know why. It's done it as a zip file. So let's go back and try it again. Okay. Never never try these things on a live show. It's always goes wrong. Okay, so let's do that. So it's just uploading its thing. Just give it a second. Okay, there we go. I'm going to just unput that. So hold on a minute. So there we go. That is something I created live in Easil. It's not the most beautiful one, but it's a really, really cool tool to use. So that's easil.com, EASIL. There we go. It's that. So I'm going to turn that off now and put my normal one. So easil.com is pretty awesome. Let me know what you think about that. Cool. So let's see who else we've got here. So Raquel is asking, can you record in Live Studio without going live? Yes, you can. So what you would need to do is just deselect all the destinations and do it that way. I think the guys at Restream are going to make it easier to do that because that's a common question. So, but yes, you can do that. So I think I missed that one from before. So I hope you heard that. So have you talked about lower thirds? So this is kind of what I'm talking about here in Easil. So I didn't share exactly a lower third, but you in Easil, let's have a look. I will show you that in Easil. So let me go back to that and I can show you some lower thirds. Now, pricing wise, so somebody's asked a question on pricing. And I will show you that in a second. So basically, yes. So Easil has a free basic plan. So this gives you 2,500 templates. So that's pretty good. But the downside is that if you want to download a transparent PNG, like what I just showed you, that isn't available in the free version. You have to pay. The price, though, is pretty good. It's $7.50 US per month. So you could try it out for 1 month and play around with that, but or try out the free version. But the free version is still pretty good. So in Easil, let's have a quick look. So yeah, what I should have showed you is this. So if I go back to Easil, so you've got, for example, if you have a guest, a solo and a guest, then you can create a frame like that. This, for example, if I was to delete the little graphics here, then I could download that just as a lower third. So yes, you can do lower thirds, and then you can add those, preload those into Restream Studio ahead of time as well. And of course, then you can have a final screen as well there. So with all of these, you can change all the colors. It works really, really well that way. So that is easil.com. It has a free plan, so I hope that's really good. Yes. Live on YouTube says, hate zip files. The reason it was a zip file is because actually it would normally download all of them at one time, but I was only downloading one. So this is a question from James, or feature request. Scrolling bar is very important. I'm looking forward to that in Restream. I missed having that in a former platform. So is this scrolling text? Is this what you're talking about, scrolling text? Again, that will come. You can do that in other tools and bring that into Restream, but it will be coming in Restream Studio. They keep on adding some amazing features, so just be patient with that. That will come as well very, very soon. Cool. So there are just a few final tools that I wanted to say just before we finish, and these are all to do with repurposing. So we tend to focus on the show, we tend to focus on the live element, but don't forget, after you've gone live, it's at that point you want to think about enhancing things for the replay audience, but you also want to think about your audience out there on different platforms. For example, have you thought about turning your live video into a podcast, or splitting it up into lots of little videos? That's a really cool thing to do. And you can also you split it up, and you could use Descript and tools like that. So some tools for you just before we finish. They're going to be really quick. Headliner.app is a really cool tool. This allows you to just put in some little videos. It will transcribe it for you. It will add some effects on there. It's really, really cool. It has a free plan as well. So let me just share my screen again so I can show you this. So Headliner, it has a forever free plan. You can create 5 videos per month. They are watermarked. That's the only thing. But definitely check that out. And this works really, really well. So you can add, this is great for podcasting, but you can also add little snippets of your live videos in there. So that is headliner.app. Really cool tool. Other tools that you can check out, there's invideo.io. There's also wave.video. These are video editing tools that work within your browser. So definitely check them out. Those tools out, they work really well. InVideo is particularly good at the moment because it is such an inexpensive tool. In fact, if you go to, I think it's iag.me/InVideo, you can get a very, very good deal at the moment on that, 50% off. So definitely check that out. I will just show you that. Just share my screen again. So hold on. There we go. So InVideo, if you go to iag.me/InVideo, you get 50% off. So I think that is $5 per month for their business plan, which is pretty awesome. And this allows you to create videos ahead of time, some video trailers for your live video, but also you can repurpose your live videos as well. If you want to turn your live show into a podcast, then you could use repurpose.io. This is amazing because this will, at the end of your Facebook Live, it will then take the audio, strip the audio out, and we'll send it to you to, like, for example, via email or Dropbox, or even upload it to your podcast host and actually turn it directly into a podcast. With Facebook Live, there's also a tool called Simple Social Press at simplesocialpress.com. This will actually link your Facebook Lives or upload your, well, it's not, what it will do, it will create blog posts on your WordPress website and embed your Facebook Live videos in there and import the comments as well, which is pretty awesome. So simplesocialpress.com. Again, it's not free, but it's a pretty cool tool. So definitely check that out. Well, I think we've run out of time. So James is clarifying he did mean scrolling text. So basically, James, yeah, if you could be patient, I know they're working on it. There's some loads of amazing things in the work, which I know the team can't wait to share with you. But yeah, just do keep on giving your feature requests. They're really, really interested in to know what the community wants. And I'd love to know too. So let me know what your feature requests are for Restream Studio. Definitely check that out. Oh, and Life on YouTube was asking, is Manychat free? Manychat has a free plan. So definitely check that out. That will get you started. If you wanted to do some of the more advanced stuff and some of the stuff that's going to help you with live video, again, you have to pay, but you can get started for free. And I always recommend just play around with these things to begin with. But if you find that it's actually going to be really integral to your business, then it's good to pay, but it's not expensive, at least at the start. So definitely check out of that. Cool. Awesome. Right. Well, I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great to be here. I really, really appreciate you commenting, if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate that. Let me know if you have any thoughts for what you would like me to talk about on the show. We've got some guests coming up, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to be doing some live shows, solo shows as well. So, but that is it. Just to let you know, this show goes live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. in the UK. That is 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern time, and that is 8 a.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. And if you want to find out, if you want to be notified for next time, all you need to do is go to confident.live/restream. Do check out Restream at iag.me/restream. I'm looking for the button iag.me/restream. You can find out all about that. That is it. Until next time. So I encourage you to level up your impact and authority using the power of multi-streaming. This was the Go Live with Restream show. I'll see you next week. Toodaloo. Bye.
Thanks for watching Go Live with Restream from Ian Anderson Gray, the show from Restream that helps you expand your audience and reach through the power of multi-streaming video. Visit iag.me/Restream for more. And until next time, toodaloo.